Welcome everyone to Alpha Racing League, and it is Tier 2, Season 3, round number 9 for the Italian Grand Prix. Come here for another season of ARL, and I hear myself again. I am PMB05. Oh, Danny Burns joined really early there. I am PMB05, and I am joined by Paulo God. Paulo God, how are you?
Hello, I am doing great. We are here in Italy for, another round. I mean, I'm just repeating your entire intro. I don't know why I'm doing that, but, yeah.
Copycat.
Um, Hopefully it should be a good race. Hopefully it's gonna be better than the show that we had last week in, Britain. But, hopefully
Oh
they've
yeah.
learned from their mistakes. Hopefully they've, learned how to race. And hopefully, we have a classic today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hope these guys race around AIs because they kind of, the AIs in this game probably race better than they did last week. I mean, that's just only the truth. But yeah, I do want to start with saying a few things after we talk about everything we need to. But firstly, Paulo, I want to talk about Italy last season in Tier 2. You were commentating this race last season. How much do you remember from it? It was a race that defined the championship battle between Kagoda, Pluto, and Adam Fava. What really strengths they all had. Kagoda beat Pluto, and then you also had Adam Fava who got in incidents in that race. It really defined the championship battle at the time, and it really defined what this season and what the second half of the season was really up for showing.
I mean, yeah, this race kind of holds a special place in my heart because it gave me inspiration for my strategy from last season when I think it was Milo and Kagoda pitted from like lap 2 onto the hards like to the end, and I think they ended up getting a 1-2 from that. So,
They
yeah,
did.
the race kind of holds a special place. I know a few people made their debuts, notably Tripod, who's left the league. Unfortunately, I don't know I forgot who else made their debuts, but yeah, it was an interesting race. There was a bit of chaos, but it was some good racing. Hopefully today will like to last season.
Oh, Sam Steed is out!
Where?
Oh boy.
Oh, I think he spotted the second chicane.
Yeah, I think he pulled something similar to what Luke B did, and I don't know if he kept accelerating or not, because I don't think he was thinking that he was gonna spin, but that's kind of interrupted our, what we said though. But yeah, I just quickly want to go over as well, guys making their first start today, or making a return. How about XPLO? You've probably not heard this name in a while. You've probably seen him in the unassigned chat with the unassigned role in the ARL server if you've been in the ARL server. Well, XPLO is back today, making his first start since Brazil last season, which he ended up getting a top 5 in, which he currently has right now, as you see, in this qualifying session. Also making their first start today, well, or coming back, you could say, because I was XPLO, Rossi, a driver from ABS. I know those ABS guys like Jarv, Speedy Midget, all those guys watching will be cheering him on, kind of supporting ABS, you could say, as a reserve this time. And obviously, for what happened last week, none of you really saw it on stream, but we saw it in stewarding because it was not pretty. Alabama Outlaw had intentionally wrecked Milo Gaming and did the same thing to Adam. He's been given a 2-race ban for it. Big Chungus is going to be in that Renault spot today. And as you see, GSR Callum's been disqualified from the session as well, so yeah. Just thought I'd mention both those things. But yeah, those guys are making their first starts as well. Paulo, let's go over the Tier 3 race. Controversial ending with Dylan Boy we could probably bring up. Dylan actually was looking down. I don't know how you can do this, but looking down, crashed on a straight, and cost himself the win. But at the line, Ben and Arthur were 1-2 to the line. And what was the closest finish on track in ARL history. Not off penalties. And I just want to answer Sim Race's question. yes, probably. That may be the case right there with that. But yeah, Paulo, a controversial Tier 3 race. We saw Aaron Ocon up there. We saw Blue Goggy. Amazing stuff by Blue Goggy. We also saw as well people like Dominic Square, Hissy. We saw many people up there who we may not expect there on a day-to-day basis, but hey, yeah. And AMS Rain's actually out of the session now. That's not so good, but yeah, what do you kind of have to say about the Tier 3 race?
It was crazy. I mean, I was race engineering, obviously. Aaron Ocon, Dylan Boy. That's how everyone knew what happened. Dylan was after making contact with Bennett. He was looking down. I don't know what he was doing. He just looked down and stared into the barrier. I don't know why he was looking down. That's still kind of unknown. He said it was his fault. He said it was a stupid mistake, and yeah, I don't know. It's a bit annoying because it could have gotten the win there, but sure, it's this game. It happens, you know. Uh, it was I like two safety cars. There's people you wouldn't expect being up there. Like Aaron Ocon being like in a net P2 at one point. Others, I don't know who else was up there, but it was a really crazy race. I missed what happened in the first few laps, so I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, it was hopefully yeah, Tier 2 kind of has a dramatic race, but not in the way of like a bad, like a dirty race, if you know what I mean.
Mhm. Yeah, I think Tier 3 was just kind of showing what we can see later. Hell, we saw 4 wide at one point. I think that was probably one of the highlights of the race. Every time we go to Italy, there's always one highlight of the race, and I think that was the highlight of the race. 4 wide, safety cars. I mean, there's just so much that was going on. You know, and I mentioned F1 driver. I'm going to mention it to you again. We saw underdogs, comers and goers. We saw people who you don't usually see up at the front. You don't usually see contending, like you mentioned, Aaron Ocon, Square, Blue Goggy, maybe even Communist with how high he was up, and maybe sometimes Hissy with where he was at after everything that happened on like lap 1 and everything. There's many people up there who were in net P2 or whatever, maybe like you mentioned, who you wouldn't expect to be as high as they were. As GSR Chile, good job. Yeah, Paula, what do you kind of think of that? Because we always see it in Italy. There's always someone who comes to surprise everyone. We can mention you in Season 2 with that 5th, 6th place finish, of course, with going that hard strategy. Also, Tier 2 last season with ZZ Boss Plays. A 4th place finish, best finish at the time, and still his best finish now, with that being tied. You also have as well Tier 3 last season. There's everything crazy about that race. There's everything crazy to mention. All the contenders in that race really got taken out. Davis, Raptor, all them. Davis returns to this race. Patriot returns to this race. Luke returns to this race. There was so much going on. I can ramble all I want. And Rossi's out of the session as well also. But yeah, I can ramble all I want. But there was so much that's happened in this race. At this racetrack. And every season, that always brings a highlight to the race. And always brings a highlight to this track. Do you think we continue to have that? And do you think what we had in Tier 3 continue to show that?
Alright, as Atlantis goes quickest, I think there could be an underdog performance for a driver, and I honestly think this is gonna sound crazy. I think Xpilo, making his first return, I think he will. I think he had pretty bad luck last season. He was one of the more forgotten drivers. I think today he'll make his name known again in the Alfa Romeo. Kind of nostalgic having him back here for today, but yeah, hopefully, I think he can maybe pull off a mad strategy call on the safety car or something, and maybe get a good result in his first start back on this game.
I was also going to mention, no one's mentioned how close this qualifying session is in the chat. I just wanted to put that out there. It's been close. I think GSR Chile makes his name known today that he is a contender for race wins. I got to put it out there. I have to. There's no way I don't. And yeah. Well, let's go over the points, Paulo. Because Tier 2 points, Atlantis with that 26-point lead. I mean, what is there really to say about it? 26-point lead over Adam. and ahead of Davis by at least 30 plus points. Is there really anyone? Oh my God! Look at how close the top 4 is. This is like esports, right? But like, with the way the top 3, top 4, top 5 really is, anyone is still left in this championship battle. We saw how close the championship battle got, even when they, Kagoda and Pluto, they were separated by 20, 30 points. It ain't over till it's over. We got to keep that in mind. But 26 points between Atlantis, Adam. We've seen Adam before. Try to get championship rivals penalized of his. Davis, Atlantis. I mean, and they haven't always worked, but just the way it is. And Big Chungus out of the session didn't even notice that, but that's a nightmare for Reno. So, yeah, Paulo then. 26 points in the championship between them. Atlantis ahead. Is there anything you're looking at here into this race about Atlantis, Adam, Davis, Maddie, Sam? All those top 5 who are really within 55 points of one another.
I mean, in terms of the top 2, this is kind of similar to what happened in Tier 2 last season. Got in a decent lead in the championship, but he kind of dropped it in the end. And the championship fight went to the final race in Brazil, and that was a drama-filled race. I think Atlantis could drop points today. I know he's currently on provisional pole, but one bad strategy call, and he could be like out of the race, or yeah. Fab could capitalize. Like, you just don't know. Like, even though Atlantis is leading by 26 points, the championship isn't over yet. It's far from over. It's only a 26-point gap. He can I think Adam Fab has the pace. He has the consistency to pull something off. So yeah, I think he
definitely
has. I mean,
more than last season.
Yeah, it's hopefully like Adam can show his pace today and hopefully make this a championship fight.
I was also going to mention the constructors fight as well. 27 points between McLaren and AlphaTauri. Alfa Romeo are still kind of behind there, but not as close. Again, that's mainly because of Tripod leaving. We'll mention again. But yeah, 27 points between McLaren and AlphaTauri. Is there anything you see there, Paulo, that kind of highlights anything? Like Sam and Adam, that duo, they're close. Atlantis, Maddie, that duo, they're close. Is there anything that highlights out to you? Just quickly before this qualifying session ends?
Well, I can just say one thing, and this is about Alfa Romeo. I know this is just talking about Alfa Romeo a lot. We've been shocking recently. I mean, I'm pretty sure we scored no points in like the last 3 races in a row. Hopefully that trend ends today, because that's just not good enough. We were leading the championship quite comfortably. Yeah, we were leading the championship by 40 points after Japan, which was race 4. And we have 100. We only scored 7 points in the last 4 rounds. That is not good enough.
This qualifying session is about to end because there's people coming to the line. They've complete checker flags here. Milo, XPilo, Luke, Patriot, Silent. I'm sorry to cut in there, of course. The Red Bull of Rossi comes to the line. I think that's actually Riles. 16th for him. Davis, brake tester coming to the line. That's pole position.
People still on laps though. Chile, he's invalidated. Atlantis is invalidated.
Yeah, so not going to be pole for Atlantis by the looks of things. Davis is the only one who could say something about that and make it a Haas 1-2. But there was someone who just crossed the line that was an AlphaTauri or somebody. Adam Fab up to 11th. And then you only have Davis left on a lap.
Is 2 10s up?
This could be for a first pole of Tier 2. He cannot invalidate. He is hitting his marks right now. He's going to get caught up by this traffic, though, coming to the final corner. Look at this.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ, there's 2 cars just parked in there. But let's see.
He may get a little tow here, right here. Oh, my God. Coming to the line for a first pole. Can it be Davis coming to the line? He does it, I think.
Oh, my God.
He's done it.
Davis has done it.
He's got it for the first time. Davis on pole.
He dodged all that traffic, and he takes pole position.
It's a Haas 1-2! Davis brake tester, the front row for Haas. Oh boy, this race is going to get good. Atlantis, Chile, Sam rounding out the top 5. Silent, Matty, Momo, Milo, and even X below with a top 10 start with this competitive Tier 2 field. It's 10th. You know what happened last season if you remember Tier 3. Adam, Patriot, I just want to mention them outside the top 10. Rossi making a first start as well. Big Chungus a reserve. Also want to mention AMS Rain, who's outside the top 10 as well. AMS Rain. What about him? Because he won last week in Tier 2. Can you repeat the same thing? We'll have to find out.
I mean, he could. He could definitely could. I mean, he won last week, so I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. Wow, what about that pole? That is close between the two Haas drivers. Davis had a brake tester. Davis is hungry for a win. He's going to need it. And brake tester, I mean, the strategy calls that have happened the past weeks have not been the best. And you can definitely say he needs a confidence booster. Those two being 1-2 is great to see.
I'm just shocked by the fact that he dodged all that traffic.
Yeah.
He literally squeezed
Now,
through 2 cars that were like going 1 mile an hour. And then
he may have used the glitch. He may have not. I don't know.
But Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's insane. Well, I was just going to mention, Haas 1-2. Commentating moments like that between us are just great. I'm glad to see that. And I'm also glad to have you back next season as well as a commentator. Not said what tier yet, and we're not going to get to that until the offseason. But, hey, that's good to see. Glad to have you back, Paulo. We'll go through 2 favorites here. I'm going to go with, honestly, I have to go with the top 2. There's no way I can't. Davis on pole. We saw last season when he was on pole, I mean, what he was able to do. I mean, he was able to get back from wrecking in turn 1 from Patriot. Able to get back, able to really win the race. Well, lead the race, I'll put it that way. About to lead the race. I almost said win the race, but this is where he made his first Tier 2 start after he was demoted to Tier 3. This is where he first made his made his reappearance to Tier 2. And, of course, it has to be mentioned, he was contending for a podium in this race last season. What are things going to be like in a championship battle like this? He's on pole for the first time in Tier 2. This is impressive by Davis. How can he convert this into a race win, possibly? And I'm also going to go with... brake tester as well. Sitting second, it's a double Haas front row. Haas front row lockout. You can't lie, that's amazing to see. Both of them need confidence boosters at this time. So... with them being on the front row, I think this may give him a lot of confidence with brake tester. And brake tester has shown pace. It's not like he's been at the back and randomly had stuff go on. He's showed pace, and he could possibly win this race. Paulo, who are 2 favorites from you?
First off, this is going to be very interesting. AMS Rain is starting on the hards.
Oh.
This could be interesting. This could be really interesting. Is he going to do a reverse of what I did last season? I think he might be. This is going to be interesting to see. And the other one I'm going to go for is Rossi making his first start. Obviously down in 13th. We haven't really seen much of this guy, but I don't know. I have a feeling he might get a good result. I don't know. He might. I think it might be chaos, and he might like get through all that chaos. I don't know.
GSR Hamilton mentions no one's going to beat my record of starting as low as on the grid as he did and win the race. Yeah, I mean, AMS Rain actually may be able to do that today, though. So, you don't know. Stuff can happen in this race. We've seen it happen before. We'll have to find out. 5 red lights will be coming upon us here at the Italian Grand Prix. Davis and brake tester, the front row. Don't know what we're waiting for, but... well, I know F1 Boy is ghosted, at least. Oh, no.
Oh, there we go.
Well, here we come for the fire lights. They're about to rev it up. They're about to go for lights out. Davis trying to get a good start because we've seen him before in Italy. And ARL get a good start, but it's lights out and away we go. They go 3 wide and crashing almost off the line. Contact with the Ferrari, but side by side, slipstream will matter into turn 1 because Atlantis is using a ton of it side by side with Brake Tester. Davis keeps the race lead for now. Brake Tester keeps second. Atlantis with third and XPLO gaining positions as well. They keep it clean and Irish corner and then into turn 3. F1 boys got a 5-second penalty for picking up a corner cutting because he gained 1 place, and behind that GSR Chili trying to gain on Sam Steedham. Behind that, down the order Rossi goes, and down the order KDX goes because he's been around.
Oh, XPO's been spun, I think. Yeah, he's been spun at out of the second chicane.
Not a good start for his return, but Brake Tester is going to try to hold off Atlantis here because remember, Brake Tester could play a big difference in this championship battle because Davis did have the bad race last week from netcode that had costed him going out of the race. So keep in mind, Brake Tester, he does pick up a penalty already, but the thing is, keep in mind, though, how much of a difference Brake Tester could play in this championship. And here comes Atlantis to the inside of Parabolica. Atlantis is going to try to go through. And side by side once again out the fallen corner. Brake Tester still ahead. He stays ahead. And Davis leads lap 1. Yeah, Atlantis isn't first, by the way. That's a glitch. Just know that. But, yeah. We also see Callum on AMS Rain. This is at the back of the pack as well. The 2 Ferraris duking it out. I was just going to say, keep in mind how much Brake Tester could play a difference in this championship battle. Davis is about 45, 46, 47-ish points behind. And this championship battle isn't over yet. Davis has improved his pace so much. That click that he got in the middle of the season around this point in tier 3 or 3 really paid off. And maybe he's getting that same click he got last season and getting himself this advantage over his teammate Brake Tester. I mean, right now, it's 11 points separating them from this race from where they'd be standing between Davis and Atlantis. And there's the yellow flag at the back. That's GSR Luke.
Yeah, both Mercedes. Davis has picked up a penalty already. It's only lap 2, so both Haas drivers, both having penalties in the first 2 laps. It says lap 3, but that's probably just the game being F1 2020.
Well, Patriot is trying to slipstream on Bobby the Human, while Callum is trying to get away from him, at least, it looks like. Brake Tester setting the fastest lap right there on the 3rd lap of the race. Patriot actually into the side of Bobby the Human. These two both have history, and there's been a bit of front wing broken off right there. Here comes Bobby the Human back at it, pitting his GSR Callum, but they're about to go 4 wide, just like the tier 4 race, or sorry, tier 3 race, and now they're duking it out. Almost 3 wide, 2 wide into turn 1, though, and they keep it clean for now.
Calm's trying to get a good exit on Bobby the Human, but kind of has to go onto the grass.
Sorry, that was F1 boy who pitted, not Callum. I apologize. Well, 210s XPLO, Callum, all behind there. They had issues in the first lap, some of them, but there's been a little bit of trouble for Adam Fav because he's just got sideways right there, allowing Rossi to be able to take advantage just for the position and the points. And keep in mind, we've seen DNFs in the first few laps of the race. Blue Goggy had it happen. A safety car came out at the exit of Ascari. Davis, I don't want to remind him of bad flashbacks, and Thrasher as well, but Davis, Thrasher both DNF'd in both the Racing Points and LDRL here after both of them had really good starts.
Well, yellow flag, I think it's one of the Mercedes. Oh no, it's a Ferrari. It's I think it's Bobby the Human who's gone off.
And for the race lead, Brake Testers got through. Brake Tester had for the race lead, so now that's put the gap between in the points between Davis and Atlantis. That's 4 points between them. Ooh.
He got hit off by Big Chungus. I was just looking at the midfield battle.
Well, the position's gained from the start here. I know someone wanted me to mention that. Big Chungus up 8, and he's trying to challenge Adam Fav down to the inside at turn 4. Oh, touching there. AMS Rain, 7 positions for him. Callum, 6 positions. Patriot and Bobby the Human both pit. You also have 2 positions for Milo Gaming. Actually sitting in the front of this train, at the back of this train, kind of midway through. And Atlantis actually lagged back. What's happened there?
Wait, what? That might be his Wi-Fi. He's lying quite a lot here. Side by side with G-Star Chili. G-Star Chili has to cut the corner and he's picked up a penalty.
Oh!
Atlantis is lost. He's being passed by Sala and Milo as they're side by side. What's happened to Atlantis?
We mentioned it before the race. This is huge for the championship if anything like this wouldn't happen. And right now it's happening.
And now Atlantis is trying to get back at Milo. And now Milo's pitting. He might have damage.
He did. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Big
Chungus is trying an Adam Fab again.
And he's going to go around the outside.
Yeah.
He broke very late. But Adam Fab kind of hits him off. And he forces his way through. Oh, that was a bit of a dirty move. Not going to lie. And he's also got a penalty from that.
This is now to allow Silent to back off from this pack and get Atlantis and Matty Mumu away from this pack. Well, now Silent's got himself back in DRS range, which is the good thing, but there's a yellow flag that might be GSR Luke, and it is. It's been a struggle of a race. After he had a chance to win Tier 3 last season, and nowhere near a win for him.
Ooh, what? Oh, Miles on the hard tires as well.
That should be interesting. Silence picked up a penalty right there. Patriots on the hard tires as well. Big Chungus has got through ahead of Adam Fav. So position swap there. He's doing off traction. Okay, that's why. Well, I mean, not doing good, but not doing bad. I'll put it that way. Not doing as bad as I would. I don't know what you consider bad. I mean, that's just my opinion. But here comes Atlantis on Silent now. This is for 5th in this race. While that happens, Big Chungus has to go down to the pit. And Atlantis down the inside before turn 1. He's got ahead.
And GSR Luke's retired at Ascari. That could be a safety car. And it is. That was crucial. Atlantis had to make that move, in the words of TRL Limitless, because that safety car could have costed him.
He could not get stuck behind Silent anymore, though. That's the thing. Wow.
And now, what are the likes of Haas, McLaren, and Alfa Romeo? What are these guys are gonna do? Because these guys are gonna have to pit for say like hards. But there's gonna be double stacking, so Davis is gonna be in a very bad position. Now looking at it.
I think Kyogre, I know I butchered that, but I don't care. I know he brings up a good point. That we wish where Mercedes are at right now is where we wish Mercedes were at. I think that's the way to put it. But yeah, I kind of agree on that.
Yeah, as a Pokemon expert, it's pronounced Kyogre.
Oh, shush! I know. I get it wrong. Oh, shush. Well, they're coming into the pits this time.
The double stack pass. What about McLaren?
Should be double stack for McLaren too.
Yeah. Matty Mumu is gonna get screwed over. I think Adam Fav's gonna get screwed over as well. Ross comes into pit as well.
Maybe not Adam Fav as much, but I'm gonna see if both Haas do get held up in the pits, and yes, Davis does. That's crucial. That's crucial. That's very crucial. Look who's gonna be out ahead of him. Atlantis is gonna be out ahead of Davis, so this is really screwed over Davis. He's gonna be released down to 8th. Net P6.
Wait, let's have a look at the tires. So, wait, they're on the medium. Okay, Chili's on the hard, Alliance is on the medium, Silence on the mediums. Will the mediums make it to the end?
Whoa.
Davis is on the hard. Oh, F1 boys, it's a drive-through. What are we saying whoa for?
Drive-through. That's why. Yeah, Square, if your stream keeps freezing, just try to restart the FPS part. Because frames per second, you can, or quality. Wow, frames per second. Where'd I get that from? No, so hard, like you said, hards for Chili, hards for Brake Tester, Hards for Davis, hards for Matty Moon. It's interesting to see this type of strategy, though. Atlantis has risked it going to the mediums. Silence risked it going to the mediums. Sam's gone to the mediums. Adam Fab's gone to the mediums. But look at how much Davis has lost out, because he would originally be in right now 4th. But he's down in 8th. I have to quickly be right back. Yeah, kind of talk about the safety car restart and everything else, and why AMS Rain doesn't really have to pit right now.
Well, okay, first of all, AMS Rig doesn't have the pit because he's on the hard tires. He's doing reverse me and what Brake Tester and Chili and all these guys are doing. Um, G-Star Ross is on the soft. Rossi stayed out because he was afraid of the double stack. That actually hasn't worked out. G-Star Chili, Brake Tester, they're in a pretty safe position, but it's going to be interesting to see what the likes of Silent, Atlantis, Sam Steed do, because as Rossi does pit, it is actually going to affect him a lot. Is he maybe trying to go onto the medium and try and take them to the end? I mean, that wouldn't be a bad strategy, but he's actually going onto the hards. And he's also fixing his front wing, so he's going to be down last. Well, not like completely last, but yeah, this is going to be a really interesting restart because like it's going to be interesting to see if those mediums can get to the from lap 8 and to the end. I mean, we've seen hards go from lap 2 2019. That was F1 2019. The tire wear does kind of has gotten a lot worse in this game, so it's gonna take good tire saving. I think Atlantis could do it because he's very good at tire saving.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say I really love just safety car to come out at the very end and AMS Rain to be in position to win, because that'd be great from 19th on the grid. I think that'd just be funny and just piss a lot of people off because of how low he started and the different strategy he's on. That'd just piss people off, but
especially Harrison.
Yeah. 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 Well, I mean, with that record, definitely. But yeah, softs for GSR Riles. What's wrong with his strategy? I mean, he does this almost every race with his strategy. I mean, I always joke with Riles and pick on him and say, hey, your strategy's not good. And I mean, it's kind of really showing here. It's not been that good. And Milo is already on the hards. Mediums on XP low. Bobby the Humans had on softs. Safety car restart's about to happen here because the safety car is in this lap. AMS Rain leads the pack, but behind that, Brake Tester, and now Sam has been moved up to 3rd. Chili, Atlantis, Silent, and Davis. Matty Mimu, Riles, Adam Fav round out the top 10. Well, he's kind of pulled away from the pack. He's trying to catch a safety car, but the game is gonna stop him, though. The game is gonna let him off, I think, a little bit. Yeah, it has let him off for the safety car restart, and that's not gonna give him much of an advantage here because Brake Tester's kind of caught up, and how early he really gone was big and really dividend. And now here comes Atlantis under the back of Chili. This is on the outside. This is for 4th now. Atlantis trying around the outside, can't do so, but he has Silent challenging at Irish corner. Brake Tester spun.
It's a massive pile. I don't know what's going on there. Silence past Brake Tester. What's going on there? Davis is up to 5th. Is 4th. Chili 3rd. What's going on there?
Wow. Well, again, Brake Tester and Matty Mumu side by side touching there, actually, almost. And Sam Steed has got a huge lead right now, a net race lead at least. But of course, that's Rain because he's on the hards. He has really no reason to pit right now. He's just going to be betting on a safety car right now. Yellow flags. That's probably the... Will this bring out another safety car possibly? It is brought out of VSC.
What on earth happened at that restart? Jeez.
What's happened to Brake Tester? He really... I talked to him earlier this week. He said he really needs a confidence booster. And that spin right there is not even boosting his confidence whatsoever. It's, if anything, it's really hurting it. And the momentum he had really from qualifying really showed that he was going to be a contender. And he still may be a contender. He may have spun by himself in Irish corner because I think that's where it was. And even if you have yet to pit, the medium strategy is still open if you want to take it. But AMS Rain has chosen not to take it and has actually picked up there.
Yeah, that's gonna really affect him. Especially that he's gonna have to pit and like be far away from these guys. He needs to start pull a good gap from Sam Steed because Sam Steed Although he has those 2 warn, I think Samsi does, I think, have a penalty. I think no, he has
We'll do a penalty
two
check
warnings.
midway at some point. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, Silent is trying to challenge Davis as well. This is for 5th. Net P4. But while things stand, like, it's definitely crucial why Davis didn't back off right there. Because if he did, into the pit lane, he probably would have many positions as he would have. That was partially his fault, but he has no other reason to be frustrated. And Chile, I think that's a 2nd penalty for him. Matty Mumu, a penalty for him. Davis runs a bit wide right there. That might be a warning, but he's allowed Silent to go through right there, and Silent's up to 5th. XPLO is battling Callum at the very back as well. You have 2 DNFs so far in this race, almost at the halfway point. Oh boy.
Bounce picked up a penalty. 2nd penalty of the race. Now here comes is Atlantis gonna go for the middle? I think he's gonna wait until his DRS.
Not really anybody making a move, but Brake Tester, sorry, that was Davis almost going wide and into the back of Silent. That was pretty close between those two. Because you know how much Davis is already mad. Haas drivers both already mad, I'd say. You really don't know who could win this race right now because there's so many circumstances they can put into the situation as of right now with what's happened. So yeah. As things stand though, there's this big train from Chile on back to like 14th. And it's really pushing everyone along as it goes. And Sam's still within DRS range, actually, of AMS range. And Atlantis is going to have DRS this time using that overtake button. ARL has picked up a penalty. While that's going on, Atlantis does have around the equal amount of ERS as Chile does. So, it's not really going to hurt him at the end of the day. And Chile, sideways off the curb, almost a tank slapper for him. And Silent now is going to have an opportunity as well. And there's a yellow flag at the back. That's a racing point of Milo.
Yeah, it's Milo.
Well, 6:10. Oh, Davis has left the session. Well, you're going to need to get him back in here.
Sir.
What's happened with him? Because Atlantis is going to go by Chile right there. That's for net P2. And Atlantis, who almost took a podium in this race back in Season 1 in Tier 1, chance now at taking one now. And Davis is just getting passed by everybody. Big Chungus on XPLO. They're side by side right now. Big Chungus going ahead.
Back. He needs to get back in the session as soon as possible. Amos Ray with the tank slapper at the front. Sam Steed's really pretty much up his gearbox now. He needs to get this move done in order to pull a gap away from Atlantis.
Davis has joined back the session. Yeah, Davis did say he needs an invite. He's got one. Well, he's got one, and he's got back in the session now. I'm worried about him having the same glitch he had in Japan, where he had the frames per second glitch, and it put him in another car. It had him controlling Sam Steed's car. I risk that same thing happening because he's now outside the points as things stand. Big Chungus has picked up a penalty. There he goes, KDX! Into the barrier. That's out of Ascari. And Patriot has got by Callum as well. While that has happened, Sam Steed as well is gaining on the race leader AMS Rain. Where does Sam go? Going around the far outside. The interval gap trying to fix itself. Side by side at Irish corner. Pushing AMS Rain just a little bit wide, but side by side. Clean racing between them. Keeping it close. Sam Steed trying to go around the outside of turn 3, but AMS Rain getting the momentum back to the 4th corner now. And a yellow flag. That's Davis.
That's Davis, yeah. I think when he joined back the session, yeah, he's back in the session,
What?
but like
The hell?
he's doing donuts. What?
Why?
Or is he trying to get...
What?
What?
Why?
Oh, he's controlling another car. He's controlling another car.
Oh.
He's controlling another car. Sure. There's no way his car would be doing that.
That is a bit weird. Well, Sam Steed's got by our race leader AMS Rain. And Davis 2K7's left the session again. Well, after it looked like it was going to go his pole position. Yeah, and Davis has just said he had as a glitch. Oh my god. Driving someone's car. Oh no.
Yep, knew it.
This is not good. Well, AMS Rain has got some slipstream to deal with because of Atlantis. And behind that, it's GSR Silent trying to go on GSR Chili. Atlantis has got by. Will he try a double overtake on Sam? No. Will he try it? Down the inside almost into turn 1. They can't do so. And Silent's got a penalty, I think. Or no, that's F1 Boy. But Silent's gone into AMS Rain, going around the outside of Chili there. He's got ahead. It's so unfortunate, though, for Davis. It's so unfortunate. We saw the lag Atlantis had at the beginning. That cost us some people. That may be investigated. We'll have to find out. But, yeah, I mean, this really sucks for Davis. He's 12 laps down?
Adam Fav's now
Adam Fav's left the session. Wow. I never know you can go 12 laps down right now. Shit. Well, that's a bummer. Brake tester's trying on GSR Silent now into Ascari. He's got to try to clear him before Ascari, before an accident's about to happen, and he's got a penalty, and there he goes! Silent around! Into the barrier! And he goes out!
He's out of the race. VSC.
Oh my god. Adam Fav's joined back. What
happened there? Did he just
what
spin
the
it?
world? Yeah. Well, Silent had some contact. Oh no, not this again. Well, Silent had contact with Big Chungus has got a drive-through, but yeah, Silent had made contact with and there's people pitting. Riles, AMS Rain. Yeah. Oh my lord, why? Well, I was going to say, Silent had contact with Brake Tester. They were trying to go side-by-side at Ascari. That was probably not going to work. And Big Chungus is out. That's at the pit lane.
He bit it into the pits? Wait, what? How is he pulled
there's no way we
that
can have a
off?
restart. It's already halfway through the race. There's no way we can have a restart, Jack. But, how is Davis going to catch up to the safety car? 12 laps. Yeah, that's right. Well, Sam C does have the race lead ahead of Atlantis, ahead of Chile, ahead of the rest of the field. Big Chungus now has left the session. I'm thoroughly confused. I'm thoroughly confused.
Wait, what happened? Why were you saying, oh, not this again or something?
The safety car stuff. Under the safety car, or the VSC. They were, stopping.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not this far into it. If this was like lap 1, then I'd realize it. But, yeah, Matty Moo's got to negotiate his way through Davis. Whoa, that was close. And, well, Haas really needed a confidence booster. Not keep it going. I mean, they're just having trouble after trouble after trouble after trouble. And AMS Rain has got by Milo Gaming. Going on to the mediums there, AMS Rain. Milo Gaming sideways off the curb right there. That was tight. Brake tester on Matty Mumu now. These two collided back at Austria. Brake tester trying to get by cleanly. He's got ahead now for 4th. So Haas, after one driver who's gone out of the race, really, I mean, they're trying to get the other driver to possibly get back onto a podium for the first time. Well, Rossi on Adam. Pinching one another side by side corner. They collide. They collide again. That's a bit aggressive from Adam. I don't think the Stords will be too happy with that. That was a bit aggressive. And now here comes AMS Rain on the far outside of Adam Fav. Pinching almost to the grass. Contact made. Now into turn 4 this time for sector 2. AMS Rain trying to get ahead. Adam Fav pushes wide.
Adam
Damage.
Fav
Off the track they go.
Really way too aggressive from Adam. I don't know what he was doing there. He just didn't leave him any room. And Milo Gaming's trying to come at him.
Jensen
Who's this guy?
Don't think he's supposed to be in the session. Someone's gonna tell him to leave. Adam Fav ahead of Milo.
To be fair,
it's Rossi trying to go side by side in front of Riles though. Into the gravel he goes. Yeah, Jensen Bartley's left. AMS Reigns picked up a 5-second. I don't know what that was for, but yeah.
Oh, and
well,
Chili's been spotted by Brake Tester.
And Brake Tester's going up too.
It was out of Irish corner.
Oh my lord.
And
AMS Reigns out in the pit lane. Yeah, so it's a disaster for him, and I can imagine why, but... Oh,
I can't blame him for getting mad like that.
Yeah, no, I can't. I really can't. It's
That
not
was
been the
silly.
dirtiest race, but it's definitely been the race where it's like glitch after glitch and like spin after spin. I don't know if about being the dirtiest race. And yeah, how about XPLO? P4 right now. That's awesome. That's awesome. Milo's going off. Don't know what's happened there. Wow. Literally been chaos. Riles goes by Adam Fav as well. And now the pack is spread out. Besides these two. But yeah. Jack just said he's not looking forward to tomorrow. I mean, it's tier 2. I will say, and tier 2's had their history with this type of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, better not be leaving the session. I'll just put it that way. And Chili's into the pits in the car, maybe pitting for damage. Don't know which one, but we'll find out. Brake Tester, who going off the racetrack, is going to try to get into XPLO. XPLO looking for another podium. Remember, Austria of last season, he had the podium there. And now, I don't think we'll have like 20 tickets and 20 incidents on the list after this race, but I do think we'll have at least maybe half of that, at least, in my opinion, with the way it will be. And yeah, Tier 1 will probably be fine because Tier 1 actually knows how to race clean weekly. Yeah, weekly. Daily. Minutely. Yeah, they know how to race clean. Secondly. Millisecondly, I don't know. But they know how to race clean. I just gonna make a prediction. I just want to see it happen tomorrow. I just want to see all the championship contenders struggle tomorrow. Just struggle. I really do. I really do.
I don't want that as I want that as well. You know.
I know why you want it, but yeah.
I want my first win, damn it.
Well, I can't blame you. Now, I was gonna ask Jack because he's watching. Are you doing no line tomorrow? Yeah, I was gonna ask. Well, Milo Gaming has gone by Adam Fav right there.
Rapid Extreme said it. Adam thinks it's about NASCAR.
Sam's got 44% ERS. Atlantis has got 57. By the way, Pluto. Just thought I'd let you know about that since you asked for that one.
Speaking of Adam,
my man's dancing with the worms. Okay. I don't know who said that, but okay.
Into turn 1, into Irish corner. He doesn't. He literally does the exact. Milo did the exact same thing that I did to you in SRL, but
I'm too slow. Tier 1 knows how to race clean. My last few races, hello there. I mean, they do know how to race clean. It's not like there's incidents every single week, like, you know, many incidents, we'll put it. But there's always incidents. There's always going to be incidents. You're always going to have incidents. But with Tier 2, I think it's just getting repetitive week after week where, like, if it's the same people I see doing it, they don't need to be in a ride. They really don't. Because there's people out of the race right now who drove dirty today that just shouldn't be in rides right now, I'm being honest. There's many people, but yeah. Well, Atlantis has got himself within a second, probably using that overtake button. Brake Tester has got himself some DRS and XPLO, while XPLO is gaining a Matty Momo. But Brake Tester is going to go through, and he's ahead for now. That's up to 4th for him. So let's check penalties here.
Really well.
Sam's got actually 3 warnings there. Oh my god, that's... Atlantis does have a penalty, okay. Wow. Could Sam Steed beyond it win his second race? That should be an interesting topic to bring up. Well, Matty Moon was picked up a penalty. Brake Tester's got like 2 penalties. XPLO 2 penalties. Patriot 2 warnings. Callum's got penalties. There's too many to count. Riles has got penalties. Milo has got penalties. Adam Fav has got 3 warnings. Rossi's been clean, at least with the penalties, warnings. F1 boy, it's been a nightmare for him. And Davis is actually retired from the session. Well, just now? Oh, in the pit lane, okay. Alright, well. If you don't mind me, I guess. You know. Yeah. Well, we're about to get to 7 laps to go here. Sam 8/10 ahead of Atlantis. And, Atlantis has got the help of DRS. Using a bit of that overtake button, just turning it on just for a second. XPLO's got himself in the slipstream as well, Brake Tester, trying to charge back trying to charge back for that podium and bring Brake Tester along with him to get to Matty Mumu. XPL goes for it, down the inside, has to cut the corner, and gets into him. Contact is made, and he has to go off the racetrack. I think he knew that he wasn't going to be able to make the corner, so I think he just said, all right, I'm going to dive it in and avoid crashing into him, you know? I think that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah. What Fake Fire said, what actually happened to Davis is he got booted offline. That's interesting.
I can actually have a feeling who, but I prefer not to say. And I'm not saying that's not me. I've been commentating this whole time, so no. I know. I think I know who it is. So yeah,
I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big
it's not
trouble.
like that where it's like it's me. It's not me. I mean, I think I know. Like that's just wrong. But yeah. I hate F1, but love the streams. Yeah, I can agree with you. And yeah, I will bring that up again. And when I first saw him lag out of the session, Davis, I wanted to say something because I said something when he lagged out before, or if it was someone, it was Patriot. Yeah, I wanted to say something, but like I noticed that's not just randomly Davis's internet. Davis's internet doesn't do that. So I kind of had a feeling, and I'm not surprised. So yeah, I have a feeling who it is, and I'm not gonna be too happy if I know. Mature. I even said to Davis, I mean, me and Davis and a few others have a way to do it, right? But we agreed to each other, don't do it during league races. That's just not right. And we haven't since. We haven't. So, I mean, Rossi gets a penalty trying to go on Adam Fav. Adam Fav's just kind of being a roadblock, you could say a little bit here. But Rossi's trying to get by, and yeah, Adam Fav, ooh, pinches to the grass right there. That was close. KDX has gone to pit for softs. Yeah, so I think yeah, Davis's Wi-Fi is fine usually, and I was gonna say as well that Davis wouldn't really let me just leave the session unless it was like Japan. I wouldn't think that, but yeah, I think it is because there's I mean, we have our ways of doing things like that, right? But the thing is, you know, we agreed, Davis, a few others of us who have the power to do it, right? To not do it during a league race, you know, which would be wrong. So yeah, no, we'll focus on it after the race. But for now, we have a battle for this race lead with 5 laps to go. It's Sam and Atlantis, and behind that, Chili has put on some softs and thinking about taking that fastest lap point away. Don't know who has it, but he's got it now. Yeah, he's got it now. Adam Fav is trying to charge back on Rossi. This is for 10th. This is for at least a point. So he's got that position. Well, Atlantis has gained a lot on Sam here, and this is for the race lead. This is 3/10 between them. Now, if those two end up crashing or something happens, will Matty Mumu get involved? Because Sam doesn't have a penalty right now, but Atlantis does. Atlantis is going to try to pull away from him, try to pull a big gap, but right now, it's the two people who were demoted and moved down to Tier 2 from the end of last season, contending for the race lead, contending for the race win. Atlantis, with the help of the overtake button, with the help of Slipstream, now with the help of DRS, into turn 1 this time. He's gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining on Sam, into turn 1 this time. Will he make a move? No, he won't. Adam Fab gets by Rossi as well.
There's also concern on tire wear. Remember, these guys pitted under the safety car thinking those meetings would get to the end. Obviously I can't see what they're on at the moment, but will they be able to make it to the end? That's going to be really, really interesting to see.
Well, I'm just looking at chat messages and everything like that. Adam Fab goes by Rossi, while Chili is still there to challenge for points, so yeah. Yeah, I just seen Milo's Twitch has shown a glitch where it's got him with 1,000 viewers. Yeah. Nah, just want to respond to a message. But Polo, talk about this race lead because we got 3 laps to go and it's getting more intense by the minute.
Yeah, here comes Atlantis. He's a bit too far away at the moment. He can't really go for this move now. He's 4 tenths behind, but he probably got a bags at a parabolica heading in through Irish corner now. Sam Steed gets a better exit. The dirty air is really playing a factor in helping Sam Steed keep this race lead. We also have Matty Moo. He's actually slowly gaining on these two. The gap is 3.2. And does Matty have a penalty? I think he does. I'm gonna have a quick penalty check here. Sam has 2 warnings. Atlantis has a penalty and a warning. Yes, Matty Moo does have a penalty. Brake tester.
Yeah, it's kind of like Gasoline Science Pluto says. I was just going to bring that up. It is kind of like Gasoline Science. AlphaTauri out front, McLaren second. So yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah, it's interesting. Gap is now 7 tenths. Sam Steed's still kind of pulling away. That again, like I said earlier in the lap, the dirty air is.
Oh, really, hold up. We got a battle, and we almost have a collision right there between Chili and Adam Fav. Yeah, Adam Fav was not giving much room right there. And, I mean, especially with the race he's having, championship implications for him right now. And Chili actually goes off into the gravel for a moment. And almost out of a second, Atlantis says, I think he might not even have DRS this time. No, he will.
Barely does.
Yeah, he was lucky with that one. Yeah, it's interesting to bring up with the top 2. Will a puncture happen? We've seen Sam Steed get a puncture before. We've seen Atlantis save his tires very well. And keep in mind, I mean, although those two drivers have those tires really graining, Matty Mumu is still in contention for this win because he's 2 seconds back. Keep that in mind. Riles gets by Callum. They're 3 wide at the back, outside the points almost. Look at this. Chili, Rossi, oh my god. They're going back and forth with one another, and you can see Atlantis is really catching on Sam. Sam really using that overtake button. KDX has picked up a penalty. You also have Callum trying to challenge back at Riles into turn 4. Can't do so right there. Callum's usually got P9, P8 most of these races, so he might just come up with a P8 at the end of this. Maybe a P9 based off his penalties, but 2-3 tenths between them. We'll have to see on the final lap. Will there be any punctures? Because Matty Mumu, 1.4 to this race lead.
We've seen last lap punctures in the past. Sam Steed got a puncture earlier this season at Tier 2. He had a bit of a wobble there. We've seen me get a puncture, but that's besides the point. Here comes Atlantis now. He needs to get this move. It's going to be crucial to get this move done. He's going to go around the outside. Is he going to try and make the move? Sam Steed breaks later, but is he going to get the better exit out of Irish corner? He kind of does, but the dirty air isn't really helping him that much. Matty Moo needs to try and gain on these guys. And here comes Atlantis. He's going to try and make a move into the second chicane. He's a bit too far back to go for the move. He's going to need the help of DRS heading into Ascari.
While that's happened behind that, Adam and Chili have kind of traded positions. Matty Mumu is getting challenged for the podium by Brake Tester. Keep that in mind while that's happening. But now, Sam Steed has kept the lead on the final lap. The only thing that's going to be worried for him is spinning out an Ascari or a puncture. That's the only 2 things he can worry about. While Atlantis has the overtake button engaged on the final lap. Atlantis to the outside, trying a move while Matty Mumu watches on for his teammate. Atlantis around the outside. He's done it. He's got the race lead. But here comes Sam Steed back at it.
And also Matty Moo's right there. Is he going to try and get the move done? If Matty gets his move done, I think... No, Sam Steed's still going to have the race win, but as long as coming through the final corner, he's going to go on and win the race on track. But I think he kind of makes a mistake there. I think Sam Steed's going to take the win.
On track, but it's going to be Sam Steed for the 2nd time this season taking the victory. You also have Brake Tester not too far off the podium in 4th place. XPLO on his return. How about 5th? That's not bad. And it's a double McLaren podium. Sam is going to get it, and Patriot does get XPO, but to the line between Callum and Riles. Callum trying on Riles for one final time. Riles is going to get it on track, but what will it be off penalties? It will be Riles. And behind that, this is for a point. F1 Boy, Chili, Adam, Rossi, all near one another. And yeah, it is F1 Boy with the last points position. Adam Fav may have had a timing glitch there at the end, so he's going to have to try to get race director there, but Sam Steed, second win of the season, not bad.
And KDX is doing donuts. Why not?
Yeah, we need to ban this from happening. Just retire, kid. Like,
nah, let him have his fun. Joe did it last week.
well, wasn't that bad, right?
We can do the post interviews without having to like wait to get back into the lobby.
Yeah, that's true. At least that's the positive out of it. I'd rather not.
That was nice. I think I could have had a cardiac arrest through there. I saw. I think I need to go to sleep. My heart raised. I did it, Winston. In
Second
turn
again,
one.
Atlantis? I said second again? Well, I'll have to get Matty Moon here unless he's not in here already. Okay. Didn't see him joining me. So, well, no one from the top two was on the podium. Interesting to bring up. Well, Sam, may as well start with you. Ain't lucky this time, just good. How about that? Your first win, you held off for not even getting a puncture. How do you kind of look at this race overall? I mean, you beat Atlantis, you beat Matty Memo, you beat people who I didn't think you would. I didn't think you would think that you'd beat them. So how do you kind of look at it? For your second win of the season.
I mean, it's great. I think this track's always good to me, but yeah, those last few laps weren't ideal because I didn't know how many warnings Atlantis had and if he was going to hit when I was. So I checked after the race. I saw he had 4 warnings. It was all good, but it was a tough race. I did have a little bit of a France flashback, and thankfully the tyres held out.
Now, what was your tire percentage then? That's my question.
I think it was the rear left. It wasn't. I'm not sure if it was puncture territory because I wasn't looking on the final 2 laps because, of course, we all know the obvious. But I think it may have been high 70s or low 80s.
I mean, AlphaTauri didn't have the best day with Adam Fav. It had a good day with you, beating McLaren. I mean, you guys don't lose too much points on the constructors, but you outraced Atlantis today. You simply outraced them. How do you kind of put that into your head with how you kind of find this game? Because I know you've kind of not find this game fun and stuff like that. How do you kind of put that in your head from this season from getting demoted to Tier 2 as well?
It's a good thing that that happened, but I think today it was all about tyre management, really, and how you did on the warning. But my race pace was very good, surprisingly. I know I had pace around here, but not as much as I did.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the win.
Cheers.
Nothing lucky this time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, congrats on that. Any questions from you, Paulo?
Actually, I do. Heading in, how do you think that battle between you and Alanis at the end?
Um, it wasn't nice. It was good racing, but it wasn't ideal. But I thought I was gonna get spun out, but I just about.
Yeah. Also,
It looked very close.
also, I have another question. Surprisingly, what are your views and thoughts heading into the next race next week at Belgium?
I don't know. I don't mind the track. It's not great for overtaking. It's a bit of a boring, if I'm being honest. There's not really many places to overtake apart from the Kemmel Straight, but hopefully it will be a good race. Tier 2 seem to put on some interesting races, let's say.
Yes, sir.
I was also going to mention that none of these drivers, besides the guys in Tier 1 who have raced Tier 1 in Season 1 and Season 2, have raced Belgium before, so everyone gets to race Belgium for the first time. That's good. Atlanta, it's going to move on to you. I can actually put my microphone up to the TV, and people could be able to hear you, so you can stay in the party.
Let's test it.
Yep. Go on to the stream.
Testing.
Can people hear you? Or can you hear you? Can you hear yourself?
Yeah, I can hear myself, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, my question for you is that I think your main focus is the championship battle. I think that has to be your main focus. But you got second the last 2 weeks. 2 little girls, we can put it that way. I guess the younger one's beating you. But now, how do you kind of look at that then? Because the second places do help, of course, because you're not getting beat by 10, 12 plus points. You're only getting beat by 7 points by these guys. And I know your focus is the big picture because Davis was he's been in this championship battle. He claims he got booted off. I can believe that because there's only one person in here that would. But no. And then he also had Adam with a bad day. That didn't help him. You had a good day. At least you got second. How does this kind of help your championship run? And what do you? Because I believe in Season 1 there, you got points, but like Season 2, you kind of just fell off a cliff.
So, obviously this race, Sam opened my eyes and it showed how I'm definitely not there yet to win comfortably. Obviously I tried to give Sam a run for his money. Got a few warnings, a few penalties, but Sam done very well to keep the lead, and he deserves it. Into Belgium, obviously, Season 1, you said that I got good points. Season 2, obviously, I fell off. I didn't have a great season last season, go on. But now I definitely think, as Belgium is one of my favourite tracks, I could definitely compete again next week for the win.
How happy are you as well with the double McLaren podium? This only helps you guys in combined. This only helps you guys in Tier 2. How happy do you have to be about that too? Because second and third isn't bad. I mean, you guys would want better, but how does it kind of reflect on constructors, combined constructors, and yourself and Maddie's teammate relationship?
I'm very proud of Matty. I've always said this. I'm very privileged to have Matty as a teammate in Tier 2. Everyone is going to be my teammate. I'm very privileged to have Matty there because although he's never, he never really has good races, he still has very decent pace, and he's always getting them back-up points we need to extend our gap even further to AlphaTauri.
Nothing else I really have. Congratulations on second. We get to say that a lot, I guess, these past 7 days. So yeah. Paulo, do you have any questions for Atlantis?
What were your tires like at the end? Because I know like the mediums were like 90 lap mediums or something.
So obviously I pitted under the safety car, and obviously I went to the end, and my rear left, the same Sam, was on 69, and obviously compared to a lot of people. So I thought, Sam is obviously struggling with tyres, and I could keep the pace. But clearly, I just didn't do enough to save, and, had the opportunity at the end to overtake him, but because of my penalties, I didn't get the win.
All right.
Congratulations again. You can interview Matty Momo if you want, Paulo. Polo. Let's say it without
What could
butchering
have
it,
been?
right?
You were like really close to Atlantis and Sam on the last lap. Do you think one more lap and you would have gotten past Atlantis and Sam?
Well, I think like 5 laps until the end, it was still at 3 seconds. I wasn't expecting anything. And then I think it was the last 2 laps where I started gaining them at like a second a lap, like something ridiculous like that. And I think brake testing would have got me, but he had signalties. So that turned out to be fine. I don't think I would have gone for it had it been Atlantis in second. But if it was Sam, as shown by the finish line, yeah, I probably would have dived it at some point.
I mean, another solid race from you, another podium. Does this boost your confidence heading into Belgium next week?
Well, I wasn't expecting anything from this race, considering Italy is one of my worst tracks, but everything just seemed to come out perfectly in front of me, so it just worked out, hoping that Belgium will happen again, and yeah, somehow got double podium back to back, so that's good.
So yeah, double podium for McLaren. Good strategy with the tires. Going into the hards. I mean, it was a very interesting strategy today. But you were the best person on doing the hard strategy. So congratulations on P3, PMB. You have any questions for Mashi?
Oh, you bet I do. Natty, you know, you mentioned how you and Atlantis. Oh my God, I see the cat in our driveway. Wow. Well, I mean, the reason I say that is because our driveway kind of got like painted, if that makes sense. Painted to where like it's new blacktop. But besides the BS, I want to ask a serious question here. You talked about you and Atlantis, how you said you may not probably go for it. For example,
Yeah.
with that being said, even if he wins a championship or not this season, do you feel like you can still contend and actually go for race wins? Because we saw in Hungary, I mean, you got robbed of a race win. You should have had a race win right there, but you know what happened. Do you think you can be able to go for race wins and get them this season and show you deserve to be at McLaren and you are a proven winner?
I mean, Hungary, the only race Atlantis has issues, and I'm leading. Of course, that ends badly, but yeah, some tracks. I wouldn't say all of them, of course, but I'd say I could be up there, like podium worthy, like Britain, but maybe not race win just yet. I'd say unless things happen and I end up somehow winning.
Was also going to ask these next set of tracks, Belgium, oh God, I think it's Spain, Singapore, or Singapore, Spain. How do you look at them and your chances to win a race? And I was going to ask as well, oh, now I forgot what I was going to ask. No, I was going to ask, do you think you and Atlantis teammate kind of pairing kind of, resembles and, kind of is similar to how Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas is, where I wouldn't say you're second driver. I mean, but you kind of are, really, right? I mean, how do you kind of look at it as a teammate comparing?
I always pick the number 2 McLaren when I first go into the lobby, so that might have something to do with it. I guess I could just be a backup in case Atlantis slips up and they need me to score points like in Hungary, but I'm still annoyed. But anyway, yeah, I guess I am a bit of a boss. There's not many race wins, well, not any. Wheel tracks we got covered, the pad tracks we got covered. So just so yeah.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to have you answer the question as well. What about the next 3 tracks coming up? Belgium. I don't know if it's in order. Spain, Singapore. I don't even know the order of that, but you probably know it better than I do.
Spain,
Yeah. Belgium. I'm not sure about my pace there. I haven't had a race in like half a year, so I'll need to do some practice for that. Might not be podium for the 3rd time in a row, sadly. But Spain, it's just a bad track. Singapore might actually be decent because it's like a wheel track, I'm pretty sure, because of the changes of directions. So, it should be good.
Congratulations on third place finish. Polo, just a quick kind of brief summary of the race. Just something we may see tomorrow for Tier 1. The DRS trains, the close racing. We had close battles. I mean, you saw with Sam and Atlantis, those two were holding each other up to the point where Matty Momo and Brake Tester got involved on track. Now, what does this mean for tomorrow then? What do we see tomorrow in this race in Tier 1? Because we could really see anything go on at this point, because there's been so much from today's race that I think really, even in Tier 3s, that shows that this type of DRS trains, these type of close racing can happen again. We could even see 4 wide again. Who knows? What do you think?
Another thing that can play a factor is strategies. We saw today with people going on to mediums and hards. The hard runners had so much pace at the end than medium runners, which, like, Matty was like right up Sam and bloody Atlantis. So along with those DRS trains, even the strategy could play a factor into, especially if it's like a safety car. My thoughts on today's race, I think it's had like chaos, but definitely not as bad as Brent. A much better race.
Agreed. I also wanna bring this up. You know, I think it was Hungary. We had GSR Luke win. You know, youngest Tier 2 winner. We had AMS Rain win last week. Second youngest Tier 2 winner. Second youngest winner in the league. And then you also had Sam Seed win this week. It goes 11, 12, 13. Do we see a 14-year-old win next week? What do we see, Paulo, for Tier 2 next week in Belgium?
Hopefully, people learn how to drive a beverage. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah. I was also gonna say expect tomorrow too. Just I know we haven't seen it yet this weekend off the start, but expect maybe a 16-car pileup. I mean, I don't know. I bring it up because I mean, look at Tier 3 last season. It happened. Something happens to the front two. Something's happened to everyone. That's just the way it's gonna be. So, no other way to look at it. And yeah, that's really about it. So hopefully you guys who watched enjoyed. And we'll see you all next week in Belgium. And we'll see you all tomorrow for Tier 1, Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UK, for the Italian Grand Prix then. We'll see you then.